Boundary Supply is known for making bags that feel like they could take you on a trek through a black hole. But the Rennen was always a little bit different. It's simpler, cleaner, and arguably more usable for 90% of your days. Today, we're looking at the Rennen X-Pac MK II 18-liter X-Pac edition. Now, before we get started, I will mention that Boundary Supply did send me the Rennen MK II. They did not pay me. They didn't know whether or not I was going to make a video or anything like that. These thoughts are my own. They've had no input on this video. I am just posting it now that the bag is finally out, but I have had it for a couple of weeks. So they did send it to me a little bit early or talk to me about it a little bit early and send it my way. Boundary Supply, like so many of the companies that I love, was born on Kickstarter with the Prima pack. Right back there in the middle. For me, that's the bag that started it all. That was the thing that kind of kicked off my obsession with bags. That was the first one, and I'm happy to say that I absolutely still love it. That's why it has such a prime spot on the wall there. Headquartered in Salt Lake City, though they started with the Prima, it is not the bag that made them widely known or famous. The Errant was the first bag that they came to market with that really accelerated itself in the market. You could start to see it in various places, see it out on the street. Lots and lots and lots of people bought the Errant. And Boundary Supply has a mission to combine technical performance with Blue Sign certified sustainable materials. And they're in the process of moving their entire premium line over to these X-Pac materials. The Rennen, of course, is no different. Being adopted in that X-Pac as well. Like I mentioned, this is the MK II or the Mark II. The original Rennen was Boundary Supply's take on a day pack, an alternative for those folks who really wanted a Boundary Supply pack, really liked the way that maybe Boundary's design language spoke to them, but ultimately the Errant, the Prima, are a little too overbuilt of bags, right? Really kind of encourage you, I'll say, to use the bags the way that they're designed, more so than kind of the way you want to use the bag. The Errant is their alternative that is a little simpler, a little cleaner, like I mentioned, and a bit easier to use for that day-to-day use case. So you might ask, what's different between the Mark I and the Mark II? Almost everything. It's a complete redesign. The original was a very simple day pack. One opening, slip your laptop in, one opening at the front. Very simple. Did adopt some of the Boundary Supply signature modularity. This is a total redesign on a simple bag that brings a lot more to the market overall. It just feels a little more cohesive overall, like a bag that was designed with lots of intentionality for those day-to-day uses. Whereas the original, honestly kind of awesome bag still, but was very simple in design. It was geared towards, that college kid, high school kid. So let's get into what I love about the Rennen. And I've been saying it this whole time, it is simple. So when we look at the pocketing here, there's no frills. There are just 3 pockets: the laptop compartment, our quick access pocket, and then the main compartment. So not a lot to do here. Pocketing is simple, but really functional overall. Jumping into the laptop compartment, nice padded laptop compartment on all sides. You can feel like a probably like half, maybe even like 3/4 an inch thick here on this padding on the back. So laptop very secure. Raised about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch off the bottom of the bag. So laptop super protected on this back compartment. Just in front of that, you've got your quick access compartment, which is a really simple pocket overall. It's just divided by one piece of fabric, a padded piece of fabric. So it basically creates 2 slip pockets, roughly even. The back one, just a little bit smaller, meant to hold something like your phone here, which is what I've got. And this front one, really just a slip pocket here. Does have this nice mesh compartment. I believe that mesh compartment is for an air tag. So if you want to slip an air tag into your bag, definitely in case, anything unsavory might happen to your bag. Great to have that availability, something you can slip in, something that hides the air tag or whatever you're using to track. something that hides it in your bag. So if somebody does take your bag and they do a kind of quick swipe trying to see if something's in there, they may not catch it, giving you at least a little bit of an advantage to get your bag back. Now, just in front of that, you've got the double zip here for the main compartment. And I've got a few things in the main compartment. So first off, always carry my trusted camera. Inside the Matador, so can easily fit something as big as this, like a point and shoot with some padding around it. Then just under that, I have my headphones here. Nice big pair of headphones. The fact that they fold flat is very helpful. This bag is only 18 liters, so it's not huge, but it does allow for a good amount of space to kind of be divided up in the bag, just as long as you're stacking things kind of the right way. If these were a wider headphone or a wider set of headphones, it would be much tougher to put them in this bag. So just something to note depending on how your headphones collapse. Going below that, I also have a Evergoods tech kit decked out with a bunch of my tech in here. That's about it in here, right? Like, as the main compartment goes, I am using it for no frills kind of stuff, right? I'm thinking about my day going to work. I'm thinking about going to coffee shops, right? I might want to bring my headphones, all my tech, and my camera, right? So fit in those pockets pretty nicely. Now, just in front of that, just so we note it, there is also a mesh kind of secondary quick access compartment here. No frills about it. Doesn't have a lot of stretch here, but nice and big. Offers a small key leash. Again, especially if you use a key fob or something there, you don't actually need to pull out the key. This is awesome, right? Slipped away. Doesn't take up space in one of the more exposed parts of the bag, and also kind of protects your keys. Protected under pocket there. Now you can see these two nubs here. These are for the patented Boundary Supply modularity. If you've used any of their combined DOP kit, tech kit, right? It is a combined unit that uses these kind of here to connect to each other. If you do disconnect those, you can take the tech kit and just connect it right here. So nice integration overall to work with their ecosystem. If you have other Boundary Supply bags, you know that they're a big ecosystem brand, and the accessories that you buy for one, you can often exchange or utilize and reuse for any one of your bags, at least oftentimes, not always, but pretty often. Just behind that, you can see there is another slip, another padded slip here. This is also elevated up off the bottom of the bag, so ends just about here on the bag there. Right, so again, if you're utilizing the bag, you've got it packed out with things like a tech kit and your headphones and whatnot, your iPad or laptop or other piece of, or your secondary screen, right? Any of those things that you carry that aren't your laptop or your primary device, if you will, that secondary large screen device can easily fit in here and slip in here. This is a 13-inch iPad with the keyboard cover on top of it, so it even has that long strip at the bottom, the hinge, if you will, that adds another like half inch or so to the edge of the iPad. So it takes it from a really thin and small device to a kind of heavy device, to be honest. So the next thing that I love about this bag that you really want to know when you are investing, almost $250 in a bag, I think it's running at $240 right now, is you want a absolutely premium build. So even though it is a simple bag, right? When you look at the materials here, everything is extremely high quality, right? We've got the sailcloth or X-Pac material, of course, one of my favorites, as you, of course, now you can see on most of my bags. If I do have an X-Pac option, I will often opt for it. Adds a nice layer of lightness as well as durable, rain resistant, abrasion resistant material. So wonderful. Additionally, all the zippers on the outside are AquaGuard zippers. So you never have to worry about any moisture getting in your bag. In the case that you do get caught in a downpour of any kind, between the X-Pac material and the AquaGuard zipper, your stuff is going to be totally fine, honestly. So it's just an absolute premium build overall. The only places that they kind of took away in a way that Boundary probably doesn't usually is these clips here that attach the shoulder strap to the actual like end of the bag or the strap here, plastic. Most of the time, Boundary's typically using like kind of that aluminum, you know, that like high anodized steel, whatever they call it, like most of the other bags in the category, right? So only place they didn't quite use like a premium material overall. Not super worried about it. Not something I'm going to be touching a ton once I kind of dial it in. Pretty much done with these clips, but just something to note. At 240, you have to have certain trade-offs. Some of them are going to come in things like clips. Some of them, especially if you want to elevate things like the zippers and the material on the kind of outside of the bag, you have to make some sacrifices. So something to note. Next thing I love, and I've already kind of mentioned it a little bit here, is their mag dock system, right? This modular system for connecting other devices is just really fantastic to use. If you're in the ecosystem, it just makes it easier and easier to keep dialing in the same ecosystem. So simple, easy to use. They've kept it for many years at this point. So lots of accessories that have built up. They even have other accessories like this, I can't quite remember what it's called, but uses these clips on the back to attach to the outside here, right? So you can use all of these little hooks to attach it right to the back or the outside here. Turn this into a nice little plain bag or something like that, especially if you've got a Kindle, a smaller tablet, wallet, or whatever you're kind of carrying, things that you want to keep on you. While not necessarily taking up more space in the bag, you can always extend it or expand its use with some of the modular accessories that Boundary Supply offers. Okay, I do have a couple of nitpicks, just a couple small things, just things to know overall, right? First off, harness system and back paneling. Though it is on, again, like on the, you can kind of see it here, right? Like it's a whole nub of my thumb or my finger. It's almost a whole like first nub of my index finger, maybe half, all the way to my nail. So it is thick. It's just super hard, right? Like it's not something that's necessarily going to break in. The shoulder straps themselves will likely break in over time. They are nice. They're comfortable enough. I would love to see maybe a different material used here. We've seen lots of softer materials from other companies to prevent kind of anything being too uncomfortable in some of these smaller bags, especially as they get denser and denser as we pack them with more and more tech. Would just be nice to see some improvements on this harness system, maybe a channel of some kind, adding a little bit of airflow on the back. And then functionally, and this is the second nitpick, really, really small thing. Most people want to buy a backpack and then use it for multiple functions. Though I know this is geared toward EDC, it would be lovely to see a luggage pass through on the back paneling here so that it can be used as a secondary bag more easily. To me, that's a really easy implementation, something that really elevates a backpack to give it that secondary quality of being a travel bag as well. All right, who is the Rennen Mk II for? If you want a no frills, awesome day pack, this is definitely the one. You can be caught outside, you can be in rainstorms, you can fit quite a lot in it, and of course you can expand it with that modularity, especially if you work in a tech environment. This is an awesome bag to have. Fits that like 90% of people's uses, right? Enough for an extra sweater or pair of workout clothes, just enough for that standard daily carry. Especially if you want that kind of premium feel without necessarily going for complexity or professional style premium. So this is more like tech premium, which is again fantastic in the right setting. Who should pass on this? I think if you're looking for a secondary bag for travel, there's probably a few other bags that I'd recommend over this. Again, if you are trying to take this to work every day and you work in a more professional setting, somewhere where you can't necessarily have like a tech bag, this might not be the bag for you. You want to look at other bags, some that I've reviewed before. That bag from Mother House, for example, fantastic, professional, elegant bag, but offers totally different things than this bag, right? Huge tech focus on this bag. That modularity is a focus on this bag. Things that you're not going to get out of your average, like highly professional bag. Trade-offs, again, things to know. But if you are that tech nerd, somebody looking for that regular, everyday, no frills bag, the Rennen MK II is probably for you. Let me know what you think of the Rennen MK II down below in the comments. Let me know what you think as a redesign for how it compares to the Mark I, if you had the Mark I, or to regular other everyday tech bags. Let me know what I should compare it to, if I should make a comparison video of some kind. Any of those things I would definitely love to know in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, get notified for new videos from your boy. They will be coming out every week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.